deal. But tell me what some of the challenges are that clients have as they're entering this collaborative process. Because it sounds great, but.
So I think that it's just the resistance, as you mentioned earlier. When you start talking about all the professionals involved, it does sound like it's going to be, highly expensive. And so getting over that hurdle and recognizing that the value of what you walk away with is exponentially higher than the, solution or resolution you would get if you were in litigation. And the other, downside is in that unfortunate event that an agreement can't be reached, then you're having to start over in litigation. And so there is that aspect that is unique to the collaborative process.
But but in order to, of course, try to avoid that, you do extensive screening, questioning on the front end. Absolutely. To make sure that you're setting people up for success, right?
Absolutely. Not every case is appropriate for collaborative. And so it's really making sure that the parties are focused on trying to reach a resolution that is child-focused, that they are looking at the big picture, and that's the process, and that their goals are in line with the collaborative process.
Good. Now, for my follow-up question, what have been some of the challenges that you have faced as a woman in this profession, and in building your practice? Your practice has grown significantly over the years. So talk to us, but I know it hasn't all been rosy. So share at least a few of the challenges that you've had.
So I think, I'm a woman and a mom. One of the biggest challenges is trying to figure out how to balance it all. And having a great support system is necessary. And, luckily, I have a really great colleagues. I think one really awesome thing that came out of the pandemic, if there has been any highlights out of the pandemic, is that people have recognized that virtual options are wonderful for working parents, working professionals. I was actually trying to get more people to do, virtual mediation, collaborative meetings before the pandemic. And a lot of professionals were resistant. They didn't think that it could really be done, that you had to be, in person. That makes it very challenging, especially because we don't have that many collaborative professionals. We've got a group in Montgomery County. We have a group in Baltimore County. We have a group in Howard County. But if you want to work with professionals that are further away, sometimes distance and, timing makes that challenging. And so now that we have this as a virtual option, it has streamlined that exponentially. And same with mediation. We are able to have people in the virtual world. People can be at their desk at work. I've had many people do mediations from their car. I mean, it works well. And so I think that has been a highlight of the pandemic.
Were there any challenges that you experienced in trying to grow your practice or get it to where it is right now?
I would say the biggest part is finding good people to work for me. And that also I'm really looking to have people who want to empower individuals to create resolutions outside of court. So people who are, really passionate about our mission. And we have a great team.
Wonderful. And when you said empowerment, of course, that resonates with what we do here at the firm, empowering women through estate planning. I want to go back to the fact that there's this team, of collaborative professionals. Does your client have to find these people, or do you provide a list of names and then you go from there? How does that process work?
So often one of the first steps is once both spouses have their attorneys chosen, the attorneys will kind of talk with one another and consider who will be good other professionals to make this team, because the professionals in the team are how they work with one another is absolutely important. They can make or break the process. So we will consult with one another and kind of give our clients suggestions on who we have worked well with before, and who we think would be great personality fits. So we have, lots of professionals that we have dealt with and will make suggestions.
Wonderful. What are some of the estate planning concerns that your clients may have during and or after the divorce process?
So obviously, after the divorce process, it's important for everyone who has gone through a divorce to update their estate planning documents, both their power of attorneys, as well as their healthcare directives, and whether they're going to do a will or a living trust, because and to change beneficiary designations and that sort of thing, because now the divorce has happened, and presumably they don't necessarily want their ex-spouse to receive, a portion of their estate upon their passing. But because we're in collaborative or mediation, the parties can get very creative in how they structure their estate planning. So I've seen on several occasions where, they want to make sure that their kids are protected. So they may put in a provision in their agreement that, upon the passing of one, that the house is going to go to the children. And so, or they're going to create a specific trust for the benefit of the children. So those pieces are often discussed in the mediation and or collaborative process.